Firstly, I don't know if it's just the camera or if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but how bright is this t-shirt? I'm blinded. Hey guys, it's Tyler and today is Wedding Wednesday. So today I basically want to just cover what's changed since last week, so it's going to be a really short video. Things have happened, but yeah, we're still kind of slow and steady progress. Last week was a big overview of what we've done so far, so if you haven't seen that already, go and have a look now. I'll put a link to that below, and I'll just put a little snippet of it here. So if you want to see what I'm talking about here, go and well, either click on it or click the link below and it will go to that video. As I mentioned in my last video, my friend Kat is doing the stationery. So she's done the save the date cards and the next one are the main invitations. Now because it's a James Bond theme wedding, we're obviously going to be going James Bond theme for everything including the stationery. And so part of that is trying to work out exactly how we can incorporate it into the stationery. And so after many hours browsing Pinterest and just the internet for it, just putting in like James Bond theme wedding, loads of stuff comes up and there's so many routes you can go down. You can either go really, really cheesy, you can go really kind of sophisticated, you know, you can kind of go along the poker and casino kind of thing. You can follow a particular movie, like if one of the Bonds was your favourite, you could follow that one. There's so many things you can do. I definitely, if you're planning your wedding, go on Pinterest. If you've never seen it before, it's great. It's like, remember in the days before the internet, or at least before the internet blew up to what it is now, where you'd kind of scrapbook, so you'd have like pictures of, you know, famous boy bands or something, you know, like 911 or Take That or Backstreet Boys or whoever, and you'd have like your scrapbook full. Pinterest is basically a virtual one of them, so you can obviously pin 911, Take That, whoever, but you can pin lots of ideas, so you can do like, you know, home decoration ideas, DIY ideas, wedding ideas, cookery, fitness, beauty, blah. There's so many things and you can have lots of different boards. And yeah, it's so addictive, you can waste hours in there, but it's so valuable because if someone else has kind of done the same thing as you, so say for weddings, if they've done a James Bond theme wedding, you can kind of not steal their ideas as such, but see what they did and kind of get inspiration for your own. After lots of browsing on Pinterest, we've come up with some ideas. So I'm really looking forward to how they're going to turn out. Kat has already, I've sent Kat all the information of what I want on the invitations. Obviously checked it with Chris as well. And I sent it all over to Kat thinking, oh God, you know, she'll take a while to do that. And like literally like within days she came back with like the first draft. I was just like, oh God, like she's brilliant. The next thing is to kind of get a finalised list of who is being invited to what, because as much as I'd love to have every single person I know at the ceremony, it's not going to happen. So obviously I'm going to have a limit on how many people are going to go to the ceremony, and then obviously the rest can come in the evening. So once those are sorted, the next thing will then be things like the dressing of the tables, which Mum's done a little bit of work on. She's trying to source some ideas because, like I said in my last video, I'm not really into flowers, but I do like the idea of a big giant martini glass, because obviously James Bond, martini, so we're thinking the centerpieces are going to be like that. And because each table is going to be a different James Bond film, you can customise it to each film. It depends where we can source them from, how much it's going to cost, and how we can dress them to make them different enough but still within the theme, if you know what I mean. So lots of Pinterest. I'm going to be on Pinterest a lot to try and get some ideas, and eBay for lots of cheap stuff to dress it with, because that's the other thing. It's like once you've done it, once you've had your day and you've dressed it and it all looks good, you're left with all this stuff, and it's like I want it to be stuff that I can either use or that I can give as part of a Christmas present or something like that, that I can still make a use out of it, but we shall see. So that's pretty much where we're up to right now. Like I say, not much has changed since the last video, but I still wanted to just do a Wedding Wednesday video. If you have any suggestions of, you know, cheap wedding shops, or if you have any thoughts of how I can make it really James Bondy, please do leave comments below. I'd love to hear your ideas and stuff. But for now, I will say goodbye and I'll see you in my next video.
you.